I wrote another program called scanf. The program I want to just okay. Initially, I have declared three variables: x is equal to 0, y equal to 0, z equal to 0, and then a float and a char. Initially, I'm reading two variables x and y, just like we did previously. Is going to return the z, and we also have the float value. We are going to read a float after two integers. All right. For now, let's skip the character, but let's go over, compile this program, run it. Okay, two values followed by a float. All right, it's a float, integer, and integer. That's all we do. Okay. Compile this program, which I already did. Okay. So 34 and 34 and 45.4.5. Everything is normal, success. We have read two integers, 34 and 34, and a float, 4.5. Just like the way we talked about it, right? 34, 34, and 4.5. Right? But now I'm going to give just 34 and 4.5. So our scanf is expecting %d, and a %float. Right? So when we run this program, the scanf is going to look for %d, which is 34, and next is going to look for %d again. But we have float. But what it does is, after it read 34, it looked for integer, it saw 4 and then a dot. This is a dot for it now. It's not a decimal point, it's a dot, a character dot. So it read %d as another integer, and the 4 goes to that. So x gets 34 and y gets 4 this time, and then it's looking for %f, float. Oh, it's read the whole thing as a float, as 0.5, float value as 0.5. So this is how the scanf works. You have to be careful with what you provide and is what it's looking for. So it's going to read the data as per the specifications. Okay. Now that's what happened here. If you look at here, number of items read is 2 initially, 34 and 34, and the float point is 4.5, and of course char is read somewhere space. So I'm going to run the program again. (34) 4.5. If you look at it, we got the expected results. All right, 34 and 4, y gets 4, and 0.5 is a fraction, and of course the char is end of line character, because there is end of line here, right here. So that's what it got. Let's revisit program again, little better. Sorry. Let's do that again. Oh. Okay. 34, 4.5. I'm going to give a letter here, my Sierra. So what happened here? 34, y is 4, or fraction is 0.5. Then it looked for, it stopped when it saw a character M for Mary, and then the next line we had to read a char, so it read that letter M. Let's go back to the file. Okay, here initially we said look for two integers, %d, right? 34, and then we said look for fraction, it looked for 0.5 and char. Okay, so that's what happened. 34, 4, y is equal to 4, 0.5 is the fraction, and letter M for Mary. So it's basically it read the input based on our format. You have to understand that. Okay, I'm going to upload this program into Canvas so you can use it and manipulate it and see for yourself.